Shubor Nagaslem Jong Nongsan Hima.
And train to support activities at the ECB centers. The ECB center will become a vibrant hub of the community where parents and children gather to participate in fun activities and where they learn by play.
Pynlong ka basno phala ba ka sarkar jilla da ka jingitre lang bat ka Meghalaya Early Childhood Development Mission, ka Meghalaya Health System Strengthening Project, haringkat ka jingitre lang ro bat ka Sesame Workshop India Trust, kila Pynlong ya ka Play to Learn Summit. Ka sarkar Meghalaya kalawan raaya ka Early Childhood Development Mission, shibentaban Pynlong ki Khynnah ki ba biang pura, da ka baay ki jing kersan di badan kam ka jing em Khynnah jongki. Nadu ka por badang pun hado bikin dap prasnem karta. Nakaliang menteri rang ba haba keren ling ba ka video loong ba kinget scam ba ka long ka badan kam bandan ka por ba kerpangi ki Khynnah ba nilek kai na do ki por ba kidang rit ka Meghalaya Early Childhood Development Mission ka de ka sin jam tre kam ka ban pai khamat ha ka baye de bat kumno ban te ka jing he jing san ju ki Khynnah nakaliang ba poling do ba keren ka ni ka sniu loong ba ka long ka badan kam bandan ka jing tre lang ba ka Meghalaya Early Childhood Development Mission Sesame Workshop India Trust bat kiwe kitanan nakabanta ka jimentoy jo ki Khynnah ajong ka jilla laban rap ru da ba ong ba ka jing le kai ka long ka ba kit jing mut ba ka de ka lat ka lenti ban te ka jing mut jing par kha jo ki Khynnah bat ban la ban thawi ka lawai ba pharnai nakabanta ka Meghalaya.
My name is Chunky, your cutie patootie 5-year-old friend. Welcome and a very warm welcome to Boiling Dosa. Thank you for coming. How are you all doing today? Are you good? Yeah, I can see so many of my friends sitting here. Come now, are you guys having fun? Yeah? Yes, I can hear you.
With every mission, there are challenges. And with the first challenge is that we stick on and focus on the mission. Very often we all start off as missionaries, but over the course of time, some missionaries turn into mercenaries, and that's when things begin to fail and falter. So it's very important that we sustain ourselves in that mode of missionaries. I had a few personal experiences. Just recently, a constable had approached me requesting that he should be posted not at Sora, Cherapanji, but he desires to be posted in Shillong. I had to tell him that when the first missionaries arrived at Sora, they came all the way from Wales, landed in a place which was totally alien to them. They didn't know the local language, they didn't know the local people, they didn't know where they were going to stay for the rest of their mission. But they stuck on, and that is how modern education was birthed in Mecdm. And I told that constable that if people who do not belong to this soil had the humanity, had the passion to carry on that mission for years together, why is it so difficult for you as a constable to be posted 53 kilometers away from where you stay? So I would like us to focus that when we speak of a mission, let us first have the zeal, the passion, the drive, the focus of a missionary. Then only any mission can be a success story. Mecdm is proud to not only have such a program, first of its kind in the country, but also we are proud of the fact that the number of girls who are attending various schools. In fact, they outnumber boys in several schools, which is something unique in the country. I would like to call your attention to Ralph Waldo Emerson, when he said that nothing great has ever been achieved without enthusiasm. Nothing great has ever been achieved without enthusiasm. I could see that fervor in Mr. Sampat Kumar and his team, and together, despite all the challenges that we are confronted with, I am sure Mecdm can make it. With the active support of SBI Foundation, Sesame India, and other key players, we can in fact transform Mecdm into a state that all of us can be proud of.
So basically, we, as I mentioned to you, we are actually, the state of Meghalaya is using a life cycle model, because all the developmental outcomes are connected. So if you look at this, the thing, right from pregnancy to, childhood to, adolescent period, and then youth and adulthood. So if you look at this, four pillars are connected. And this is something that is the science why actually this early childhood development is going to play a very important role in this entire approach. Then there's another thing, the critical importance of early years. This has been, the research has shown that whatever that happens in the early years, it will have a long-lasting impact.
This is, of course, early childhood development, but more than that, the focus is on play. Actually making play central to children's learning, to children's education and children's well-being. We at Sesame Workshop really believe that the early childhood years, which are the most important and formative years of the child, in which children should learn, grow, but they should also experience. And for that, how can we build an ecosystem that supports the child, from the family to the neighborhood to the school, and also the education system and the policy system. So Sesame Workshop India, I'm the managing director, and really very excited to be here today because it's the first Play to Learn Summit for the state of Meghalaya. We are very proud to partner with the mission, the ECD mission, with the Meghalaya government, and in this case also seeing how we can integrate it into the system. So as we heard from the morning, that it's a mission of the state. So it's not something that is parallel running, it will be integrated into daily life of the child, and right from the village, the community, and we are really proud to be a partner with the state. So why we talk about two phases, actually it's really not two phases, because it's as we said that learning is a continuum. It's only COVID times and post-COVID. So during COVID, everything was locked down. So we had to do a lot of work to reach children in their communities, reach children at home. Parents were not equipped to teach their children. They didn't have the know-how, they didn't have the knowledge. Also, it was very stressful. So that's the time we really integrated play and made it in a way that through play parents could teach their children. So we created home-based learning material. So that was why we call it the first phase, because it was during COVID, during lockdown. And as the COVID restrictions were ending, children were coming back to the Anganwadi, coming back to the school. Then how could we really bring the children back, get them enthused about education, make it more playful, but more importantly, address issues that children were facing. So we were integrating social-emotional well-being into the curriculum. We were integrating more of play because children were not finding it easy to stay in the classroom. So how do we bring all of that back? So that's why it's kind of in two phases, but otherwise it's the continuum of learning. So Sesame Workshop is a global non-profit. We were founded 50 years plus. We have always focused on children between 0 to 8. Our flagship program was started in the United States and it was called Sesame Street. And very quickly on, the founders realized that this is a global need, and it just like spread all over the world. And many countries, including India, we have the program. One thing I'd like to say, so children, how children learn through fun, through engagement. Today you met Chamki, one of the Muppets, and how through Muppets we are educating children. So that became the vision of the organization, and we feel that today as the ecosystem is becoming more complex, Sesame actually has become more relevant because it is really bringing playfulness back into families, into communities, and children, into the lives of children. So yes, that's our mission, is just to encapsulate it, is to help. The children are same everywhere. If I really want to say, they all they want to learn, they want to grow, they want to experience, they want an enabling environment. In that way, children are no different. But I think where the difference starts creeping in is the opportunities we provide the children. And that could lead to differences in urban centers, rural centers, cities, tier 2, tier 3 cities or villages. So I think that is the difference. So if now with the kind of mission we are embarking on, PCD mission, I think Meghalaya is going to overturn the benchmark, because they are leading the charge on making early childhood development core to the deliverables of the state. And I think the children here will have an amazing childhood.